Okay, everything's all set up. Camera's good. Good. Okay, this is vlog entry 1, I guess. I'm doing this because my sire told me to keep a diary of the early nights of my change, and I suck at writing. I mean, not really. I'm not good at journaling. I should say that. So let's get rolling. I go by Mekhet. I'm a storyteller for Black Dog Games. I don't work for them, but I make YouTube content off of their material, primarily Revenant the Hidden. Love that game. And it is so very, very based on everything that's going on in Kindred society. And I think I'm going to stick with it as much as I am, just to make sure that we don't have a masquerade issue on our hands. I wonder how many Kindred, K-Knights, whatever, do this. I mean, this is just for me, but I feel like I need to have like all of my information set up, all my ducks in a row, since it's a journal. And I mean, who the hell knows? Maybe Marcus will watch this. Marcus. Let's start with Marcus. Marcus is my sire. He is an elder who is the child of, and I'm trying to get this right, but there's a whole lot of steps involved. Marcus is of Clan Tzimisce, which means I am a member of Clan Tzimisce. And his sire is, or was, I really don't know what the old man's status is at this point in time, if he's alive, if he's not. But Marcus is the child of, from what I was able to glean from listening to him talking to his friends, or his coterie, or his pack, or whatever, the Archbishop of Prague. I don't know if he currently is, but I do know that he held the title at some point in time. And I understand that he is terrifying, apparently. Which most Tzimisce tend to hold that truth for themselves, being alien and terrifying and things like that. But when it comes to the idea of the change, because Tzimisce have the ability to change flesh and stuff, I don't think I'm just going to go full hog. I can do it, so I'm going to do it. I think I'll probably change myself physically as the needs arise. Like, evolve out of necessity. I'm getting way off base. Anyway, I got a 23andMe kit for Christmas, and filling that out, I found out that I had a Polish voivate in my in my bloodline, so that's pretty cool. And that I belonged to a family that migrated, refugees or something, from Eastern Europe, around the Wallachia area, to Poland, called the Basarab family. I really don't know much about them as of yet, except that they may somehow be related to Dracula. I really don't even know what to think about Dracula at this point, because I heard that he was a member of the Tzimisce also, so Dracula was a real vampire and not just a warlord. That's just weird. Anyway, a little while later, after filling out the 23andMe and getting all the results back, finding out I was a member of that family, I got invited to a meeting of the Romanian Legacy Foundation, which I was like, you know what? This is a chance for me to meet some long-lost relatives, maybe find out I have a rich uncle somewhere that's going to kick the bucket, leave me fortune, something like that. I don't know. So I go, and that's where I met Marcus. And apparently, the Romanian Legacy Foundation, quick vampire anatomy lesson here, or vampire physiology lesson. Apparently, if we give our blood to humans, they become ghouls. Ghouls being humans that are immortal and get a small amount of our powers. We'll go on to the powers in a different video. I want to keep these nice and short and easy to listen to. So a revenant is apparently what happens when, after generations and generations and generations of ghouls interbreeding, and then the vampire blood is just so intertwined into their system that they just are immortal from birth. Like, I guess they have like a 300-year lifespan or something like that, but like they have powers, they have an extraordinarily long life, all that stuff, and they're called revenants. And they almost exclusively work with my clan, which is Clan Tzimisce. I am a Tzimisce, my sire is a Tzimisce, my sire's sire is apparently some big scary archbishop in Europe, the Tailor of Prague. I don't know. The reason I'm doing this is because Marcus told me that I needed to keep a record of things that I'm doing, because I'm planning on going off on my own without him. I am going to be driving from Southwest Florida all the way to Texas, which means I'm going to have to figure out where I'm bunkering down for the day, who I'm going to eat along the way. I mean, those are basically the two biggest problems. But I have to make it all the way to San Antonio to make it to this massive event that's happening, which has not happened in years, apparently. Like, from what Marcus tells me, that there used to be these massive Elysium get-togethers in Kindred Society all the time. And it's where all the different clans come together and mingle and get to know each other and make contacts and form allies. I gotta go. I have to go. Marcus doesn't want me to go because it's dangerous. And I totally get that. I really do. But he also told me that I can go if I want to. But he wasn't going to go to this one, because apparently the last one happened in Tampa, just a couple hours away from here. And when the Prince announced that they were going to do their thing and everybody started showing up, apparently hunters showed up and just started dragging the sleeping vampires out into the sun. So the Camarilla, which is one of our vampire factions, has been too terrified to actually do anything. Well, this, from what I understand, Nosferatu Prince is just throwing all that out to the wind and hosting a thing anyway. I'm going to go. It might be stupid, it might be dangerous, but I'm going to go. I'm a little bit more along than a lot of newly embraced kindreds anyway. Neonates, fledglings, whatever. My sire told me that when a fledgling goes through the embrace, the act of making another vampire, it's typically they drain you to the point of death and then put some of their blood in your mouth, and then you're a vampire of that clan. Some older Tzimisce practice a thing called the rite, or the night, or I don't know. I think it's the rite of the bridegroom, which is it's an ancient, God, what did he call it? An ancient Khaldoon ritual, which takes up to a week. My embrace took up to a week, which was a very odd experience, and I'll have to do a whole video on my embrace later on. But it basically just made me a little bit more capable of dealing with things. Anyway, this is getting long. I think my origin story is just good enough right here. Alright, well, I guess this is the second vlog for me. I'm in Tallahassee, Florida, standing outside of a Cracker Barrel because I just fed. Oh my God. If you can eat and you can enjoy it, it helps not only to keep up appearances, but really just kind of keeps me grounded.
Marcus tells me that not all Kindred can, which is sad, really. Apparently, I have a prankster of a sire also. I guess this is my little anecdote for tonight, is that after he first embraced me, my sire took me to dinner that he has affiliations with. I think he owns it. I'm not really sure. But, so anyway, we're sitting down, we're eating, and having a good old time, and having a deep conversation. He's just got this grin on his face as he's just eating a very light meal. And then we go for... He's just watching me. He's more and more intrigued. And he keeps asking me how I'm feeling. And what I didn't realize is that not all Kindred can eat. So he literally took me to a place so that I would end up throwing up in the restaurant. That's my dad. I'm not really sure how he would have covered that up, because from what I've seen it, I know what happens. It's disgusting. It's a mix of pulped up food that hasn't even started to be digested yet, and blood. And it's not good. It's not something you want to do in public, where people are going to freaking see you do that. But my sire's a bit of a maniac, and he goes for the laugh, as an elder would, I guess. However, he told me that he was getting more and more surprised the longer I would last. And I think I went about an hour before it actually had to come up. And I did what we do when we eat food. It's not a permanent thing. It's a very non-permanent thing. So here is my suggestion for Kindred who find themselves with the ability to eat food, or those Kindred who decide to utilize the blush of life, as Marcus calls it, and eat food to keep up appearances. Have something cold along with it. Like, first off, go for a lighter meal. I was a vegetarian in life, and when it comes to actual food, still a vegetarian. A lot of Kindred who I've talked to about this actually think it's kind of funny, because you would imagine that eating like a rare steak or something like that is a good idea, and will I don't know, help you push through it. But the thing is, you cannot digest anything, not at all. So even if you're just eating rare bloody steak or something like that, it doesn't do much. So I normally stick with salads. I ate dinner tonight, dinner quotation marks, at Cracker Barrel, where I got the Cracker Barrel vegetarian dinner, or vegetable plate, or whatever the hell they call it. And I had their macaroni and cheese, their steamed broccoli, a small cup of coleslaw, and some steak fries, which I actually still, after all of this time, really enjoy. I really, really enjoy eating that. And also, drinks, stay away from carbonated. Anything. Seriously, do not do carbonated. That is going to hurt coming back up. That carbonation is just going to sit in your stomach, and you're going to burst like a shaken soda bottle. Don't do that. No, what you want to do is iced tea is good. I found wine is okay, but it's best if you dilute it, which my inner sensibilities is just like, don't ever, ever, ever do that. I like tea. Iced tea. I try to stay away from sugar when it comes to that, because the sugar actually causes a little bit of a reaction and burns a little bit, and it's uncomfortable. I'll just put it that way. It doesn't hurt, it's just uncomfortable. And then, pièce de résistance. Eat a dessert. Eat something cold that's smooth. Ice cream is a great thing. Drink a lot of ice water. Drink something liquid that's non-carbonated and cold. And if you can have a dessert that's nice and smooth and creamy, because it makes it a hell of a lot easier to come out. Now, as a member of Clan Tzimisce, this is what I found out Marcus was doing. Because we went, I don't know, I threw up and I was like, well, what about you? I was like, this can't be an age thing. I would imagine it would actually become harder to digest the older you get. And Marcus was just like, oh, he has his tricks. Sometimes I feel like I was Sometimes I feel like I was embraced by Count Von Count from freaking Sesame Street. Anyway, nice guy. Anyway, he showed me that he sealed his stomach off so that it's literally a pouch, and he can empty it at his leisure when he wants to. But whenever he eats, he tends to set an alarm on his phone now. Thank you very much. I will take credit for that. I showed him how to use a phone. He sets an alarm on his phone now to remind him to empty things out, because sometimes he just forgets, and it's not a good thing. And after a little while, there's a smell on his breath of rotten food. Anyway, I went in there, I ate, had a wonderful meal. There was 2 adorable families. One across from me was just a mother and a baby, and I watched her like cutting up his food and making sure he had everything he needed. And then the other one was a mother and a father who were a hell of a lot younger than me, probably in their like, I don't know, lower to mid 20s, with their 2 children. And they were just the cutest damn things in the world. Anyway, so after I got done eating and promptly excused myself to the bathroom to handle things, that is when I went ahead and one of the servers here named Leon was kind enough to make sure that I had food that I really needed. So, first night away from home, food check. I did what I needed to do, and I'm really, really happy about that. Other than that, I mean, I'm in Tallahassee, which means I'm just a hop, skip, and a jump outside, away from leaving Florida altogether. And hopefully I should be in Texas relatively soon, probably by the end of the night, which is exciting. It's very exciting. But I think that's it for vlog number 2. I meant to do more vlogs at home, but unfortunately, it's really hard to get my schedule going when I still live with people who need my help from time to time, and I don't have daytime hours to work with. So, anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. I'm excited to keep on going. Just an hour or 2 away from being outside of Florida. I guess this is just advice for future vampires on how to feed, and if you can eat, do it. Wasn't really planning on doing another one of these, but I have, as of about half an hour ago, entered the beautiful state of Alabama. And I'm at a Buc-ee's, which we don't have in Florida, I don't think. I think the only time I've ever actually been to Buc-ee's is when going to, like, Georgia. If we do have Buc-ee's in Florida, I've never seen them. Anyway, I just performed one of the stupidest vampiric acts I think anybody ever could. Why do I always feel uneven with my damn beard? Anyway, so a friend of mine who knew that I was going to be taking this trip but does not know of my condition told me that I need to go to a Buc-ee's. Not the first time I've ever been here. The other times that I've been here, I was human. So this is my first vampiric trip to Buc-ee's. Which, by the way, aside from gas, kind of fucking pointless. But, and here's where I made the mistake. feeling a little peckish. And as my sire always says, do not fast. Feed when you can, if it's safe. So I did remember the fact that Buc-ee's has an extremely large and sectioned restroom. And one, ew, I don't like to eat in the bathroom. And two, okay, this was my stupid thing. The fact that I got away with it is freaking insanity. So the first thing that I did is I went in to the bathroom, which no one was there, because there were probably like a total of a dozen people, including the staff, in this store, which, if you have ever been to a Buc-ee's, you know is a freaking miracle, because this place is like Walmart. They're open 24 hours. They have literally wall-to-wall people, and it's impossible to even move around in here. But I was tempted, since I needed to get gas anyway. So I go in there and I wait, and I hear somebody coming in, so I go wash my hands. So I'm sitting there and washing my hands, and I'm 100% positive that there's nobody else in this bathroom. And God, I'm getting so fluffed. The cold air. Also, dress for your surroundings. I dropped probably about 30 degrees since I got home, so I decided a long sleeve shirt was probably the best option. Anyway, so I'm in there washing my hands, and a guy comes in, and urinal, perfect place. So I just walked up, and I figured, dominate him after I'm done if need be. I wait until he's doing his thing, and then he goes to wash his hands, and I get him. I bite him. I'm feeding on him. And while I'm feeding on him, I hear a sound. And a janitor comes out of one of the stalls. I think I need to invest some time in Auspex, because I did not know that guy was in there whatsoever. And oh my god, I thought I was going to have to dominate the minds of two humans. But luckily, Captain Perceptive, who was in there cleaning the bathroom, which, by the way, I shouldn't really even be saying anything negative about him due to the fact that I didn't even know he was in there. Anyway, he didn't notice me. I made sure of that. And the other guy kind of collapsed under, me taking what I needed, and basically just acted like I was catching the guy while he was having a fainting spell. No one was the wiser, but oh my god, be more careful when you feed. So it's 1:40 in the morning, and I have just come to Mississippi. It's pretty damn exciting. Also quick, I guess, like passing through the southern portion of Alabama was rather quick. And now I'm here in Mississippi. I don't have any interesting tidbits to give you, because nothing has really happened. All I can say is this rest stop is probably the prettiest rest stop that I've seen in my travels. And it's getting nuts. This is actually kind of strange to say, because I'm not technically Cam, and I'm not Sabat, and I'm not Anarch. Really, I'm an autarchist. I guess that's what they call it. But like, this is kind of a weird feel for me, because Marcus has gone on and on and on about how the Sabat had nomadic packs, and how he was in a nomadic pack for a while. And I gotta get this. Look at this tree here. I don't think you can see it. Hold on. It's like, see the signs. This tree here has a bunch of birds carved into its branches. It's actually pretty cool. Anyway, so I don't know. It's kind of like, I can't really say ancestors, but like driving from location to location like this is getting pretty interesting. Meat sack. Anyway, I'm not hungry. I ate at Buc-ee's and probably not going to feed again tonight. But I don't know, just feeling like this is what the Tzimisce did, you know? I don't know. We'll see. Well, I just got to San Antonio and I'm checking this place out. It's huge and gorgeous. And I don't know, I've actually seen just a bunch of people wandering around. Obviously, it's Halloween, so I can pretty much get away with just being myself as long as I'm just not actively feeding on the sidewalk. It's crazy here. Like, holy crap, it is crazy here. And looking forward to the events that should be starting. I'm going to be meeting up with another of our kind who I was introduced to tomorrow, hopefully. So we will see. I guess one of the interesting things I could tell you is how I slept today, which was a lot of fun. I found a Love's, which is one of those truck stop gas station things that had a drop ceiling. So what I ended up doing was going into one of the bathroom stalls. Apparently traveling cross country means going into the bathrooms a lot. I went into one of the bathroom stalls, waiting until nobody else was in there, unlocked the door just in case, and then popped up into the drop ceiling. Found a nice little cozy space right before the sun came up.
Yeah, y'all left so early.
And then there's so many people here. Oh my god. And then just slept right there. I actually put on a reading on YouTube of the Legend of Sleepy Hollow because I figured, why the hell not? Let's get into the Halloween spirit, right? But yeah, I slept pretty well. I mean, like the dead, I guess you could say. And then after I woke up, I just waited until the bathroom was empty again, hopped down, hopped in my car, and continued on my way. It was actually a rather quick drive, all in all, considering the fact that I came from Southwest Florida. But I'm hopefully going to see people who know who I am and can make some friends. Look at that. It's pretty cool. So I'm wandering around San Antonio by night, and it's beautiful. There's lots of interesting underground hidey holes. There's a literal ferry. Well, I guess that's weird to say for us, isn't it? There's a ferry in this river. It's pretty interesting. It's like a little bus. I actually wanted to walk down there anyway. There's a beautiful, incredibly lit up horse-drawn carriage. And as I'm wandering around the city, I cannot help but wonder where the hell the prince is actually planning on stuffing the Elysium. I believe it's actually going to be in the Hotel Valencia. And I've actually gone inside and looked around a little bit. There are enough little nooks and crannies to shove our kind in without being noticed. There's a bunch of people who are wandering around in Halloween costumes, which is a lot of fun. I can't help but have a couple of mixed feelings about this whole trip that I've taken. One, this is the first Halloween in a very long time that I'm not with my family, my blood relatives. I'm not taking my son out. But before I even knew I was going on this little pilgrimage, he had already made plans with his friends anyway. He's going to be 17 soon. So my transition and his transition are pairing up fairly well. The other thing that I can't get out of my mind is Marcus's insistence on talking about the Poly Grand, which was apparently the largest Sabbat festival. So that it was a raucous, violent event that he always enjoyed. And I don't know, I feel that there's a good chance that I missed out on that. But tonight, in this amazing city that doesn't even feel like I'm in the States right now, kind of with the waterways and the architecture, I kind of feel like I'm in Europe, but this is in fact America. I'm in Texas, which is a state I've never been in before. I think it's kind of interesting that I had to stop being human to truly live and escape. Never really went anywhere when I was alive. I also found out that I'm a stone's throw away from the Alamo. If I can wrench myself away from the other Kindred in the city, I might have to check that out, just for the historical significance. I have no idea if we were involved in anything to do with that, but it's still something I'd like to see. One thing that I've left out of my descriptions of the fact that I'm coming here for this event is that I am going to be meeting up with other Kindred. Not just random Kindred either. I will be meeting up with a few Kindred that, I don't know, maybe like a little part-time coterie. I'm not really sure how that's going to work out.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock.
But I am excited about interacting with other Kindred that aren't my sire. Marcus is interesting company, but he is not what I would call anyone who has a grasp on what it was like to be human. Okay, so weird, unexpected event occurred. So I'm sitting there in the street, enjoying basically just the nightlife, waiting for the events to occur, and I get approached by a gangrel by the name of Carrick, I think. Nice guy, and somehow even less experienced than I am. But he was able to sense me, that whole animalism thing. I never learned how to do that. But nice guy, doesn't really seem to know what he's doing. I'm being incredibly cautious just in case this is some kind of weird trap. But he seems legit just to not know really anything about the situation. So he's going to the event too. Apparently he was told by some blood dolls that it was going to happen. And so yeah, I guess I'm going to try to keep an eye on this guy. He told me about one situation which was like a near breach for him already, and that is the last thing that we need in a situation like this, especially with all these ham coming into town. Like, they don't really have a 3 strikes and you're out policy. So, Gangrel's pretty cool. I mean, hell, I think he's actually from Texas though, so I don't think he's going to be. I don't know about keeping in contact with him after everything's over. I mean, I think I might try to keep contact with this guy, but we're really going to have to see how he handles himself in social situations. I don't know. Anyway, interesting development. New Kindred on the scene that I'm interacting with. So, I don't know. Festivities are, minor festivities at least, are supposed to start tonight. I don't know. I'm actually getting a little paranoid just being around this guy. Like, I don't know if it's the fact that he's around that's making me feel a little bit paranoid, or just things that he's said to me that are making me feel paranoid. But I was thinking that we're really, really, like, we're not like super close because Texas is obviously pretty big, but we're in Texas, so we're pretty close to Mexico. And it's an uncommon clan to be Prince Nosferatu, from what I understand. And she's hosting an Elysium event of proportions that have not been seen for 6 years. On, like, around Halloween. And things that Marcus have told me about the Sabbat in the past, the Polygrand being a huge Sabbat event. Maybe I'm just reading too far into this things, but I'm definitely going to be keeping awareness up to make sure that, like, I'm not walking into some kind of weird, like, Hail Cain blood ritual or anything like that. Anyway, I guess those are the updates and doubts. I'm gonna try to keep doing this, but with another Kindred pretty much tailing me, watching me. Oh god, now I'm getting paranoid about that. I don't know how often I'll be able to make these, but I'm gonna try to sneak away from time to time to do that. I guess we'll see. Okay, I'm here. I'm at the Valencia Hotel in San Antonio, and I'm about to meet up with a group called the Free Spirits. It's kind of funny because I happened to run into one. I think I might be haunted. Alright, so it is the night. I'm about to go downstairs to the balcony on the Valencia Hotel to meet up with a group of Kindred that I met, or that I was contacted by, called the Free Spirits. They're not Cam, they're not Sabbat, they're not Anarch. I really don't know what I'm thinking this, but I also think it's kind of interesting that they contacted me and they're called the Free Spirits because I think I'm actually haunted. There's some guy named Harvey Logan who says that he was part of the Butch Cassidy gang, who said that he can only be active, like, on nights like the Day of the Dead, which is tonight, apparently. And he needs me to try and hold space for him for a while. I'm not really sure where this is going. I'm getting a little nervous, to be 100% honest. I didn't expect to come here and be haunted. But this is my chance. This is my chance to prove to Marcus that Kindred Society might not have to be solitary. We can probably get through this. I mean, a prince is trying to hold space for us, right? So I met that gangrel also a couple days ago. Carrick. And Carrick, he seems to be catching on, but I think he might actually have another benefactor, somebody else teaching him. He mentioned somebody by the name of Douglas. Anyway, I think this is the paranoia Marcus was talking about, how Kindred become paranoid around other Kindred after a while. I don't know, I'm not saying that I want to start a coterie with anybody or anything, but I don't know. I should get down there, though. I don't want to be late. I also kind of just have this urge to just, I don't know, not be stuck in one place at one time. I gotta get going. I'm in the Elysium. And my dear dead friend, Henry Logan, was 100% right. I wasn't here more than 5 minutes before I started being accosted by a Malkavian named Trinity. Not exactly really sure how to handle this, but I'm just avoiding the hell out of her. She said I need to make it till 10. I have a couple hours to go. We'll see how this goes. I have to make sure Marcus wasn't right about me coming here. Okay, I'm moving over my goddamn head. There's a freaking Justicar here. Lucindy, the Alistair, is here. Justicar for life. Lucindy. Lucind, whatever. Right now they're handling a human issue and I'm being trailed by this goddamn Malkavian and Nosferatu, and I just saw the knots, I gotta go. The court of San Antonio and all of their guests are currently in the next room. A woman who's looking for her daughter had seen them feed. And apparently she can't be dominated. They're trying to figure out what to do with her. Pros and cons of killing her, of ghouling her. I'm still being tracked and I have about 2 hours to go for Henry's request. See what Mr. Logan's trying to do. I was going to attempt it. I was going to approach the prince and tell her that I was happy that my first Camarilla Elysium was hosted by a non-venture prince. This isn't the place for smart-ass comments. The Justicar here. I'm being hunted by Malkavians and Nosferatu and who the hell knows what. Exorcists. I think they're on to Henry. I don't think I can. They're all in there. Hopefully I can keep up appearances. Okay. Apparently, I don't know what happened to the human, what the vote was, but I think they're either going to embrace or ghoul her through the prince. I have found out that there's going to be an auction. The leader of the Free Spirits, the group that I got tied up in here, has disappeared. They said I looked fancy in a vest and they put me into that position. They gave me all of their cryptocurrency called Fang Bucks. And I'm supposed to participate in some damn auction. I know there was a Ravno participant of the Free Spirits who wanted some poem. Maybe I should keep an eye out for that, but I should probably find out what else we have. We have about 25, I believe, coins. I don't remember. I should probably take a second to count them. 25. We have 25 Fang Bucks for this auction. At this point, I'm just trying to keep up appearances and not get caught. I'm also being stalked by some creepy guy with a freaking briefcase who keeps offering me to get out or hide or something. I don't know. I'm done. The auction was a bust. They had some pretty interesting things there. They had a Orphean Society spearhead that was supposed to belong to Demeter herself, or not Demeter. I don't know. One of the Methuselah Ventru. They had music sheets from Helena and Melanie. They had a onyx orb of Lasombra himself, apparently, and they were They were not using the coins at all in the auction. They were using boons and extensive amounts of money. However, they were also selling a piece of mask from Usher, the Cappadocian Antediluvian. Marcus told me about what happened in 1444 with the conspiracy of Isaac. There are apparently 3 shards of that mask floating around. I'm trying to get a hold of them. For some reason, I'm trying to get a hold of them for Veronica, a member of the Lami. I just feel like the mask really belongs to them. She's Bahari. And why is everybody trying to sit in the prince's chair? This is ridiculous. So I have 5 minutes left until 10 o'clock. No one has... I've been approached, but no one has known. God. I might actually get through this. This haunting thing is very interesting, but I'm very interested to see how it all plays out also. The other Tzimisce in the building has got in trouble because of their flesh crafting. I don't really have anything I can do with any of them. I found out that there might be 4 shards of that mask with Veronica. I'm being approached. I got to go.
Okay, I made it back. I was just going over all my video journal entries and realized that I had to leave off at a really, really bad place. I guess I just need to sum up what happened, which is so hard to do because so much happened. I left off saying I was being approached. I was approached by a member of the Digital Collective who came up to me with his phone out with my channel open saying, "Is this you?" And I said yes. I mean, at that point in time, lying was not going to help me with anything, right? So yeah, he told me to come with him, and he took me to the prince. That's how I met the prince. I was being brought to the prince because somebody had found my channel and somehow had a way of breaking into my journals and actually seeing my private videos. So that's fun, which means the Camarilla is probably documenting all of this stuff, which, whatever. You know what? What the hell ever. I don't care at this point. The reason I don't care is because how this went through. So I get taken to the prince, and the their entire court. The harpy was there, the seneschal was there, the sheriff was there, the scourge was there. Most of which all were Nosferatu. This was like a complete Nosferatu city. So they have me sit down. That's first word the prince says to me the entire time I'm there is sit. So I sit. And I'm there and I'm trying to hold my composure. I'm trying to be the embodiment of Clan Tzimisce, because there's already another Tzimisce who's there, who's part of the Free Spirits like I am at this point in time, who has already gotten in trouble due to their metamorphosis. I will never personally understand, or at least things change with time. I do not currently understand the whole issue with the metamorphosis or the modern primitives or whatever the hell you want to call them. But I really felt for them. Like I don't know. There was a bond of clanship or something that I hated seeing them in trouble. So I get taken to the prince and they ask me what I'm doing, and this is the best part, is they look at me And the Justicar, Lucind, is sitting right next to the prince. So I'm not only defending myself against the entire court of San Antonio, but I'm literally defending myself against the Justicar of Clan Ventru. So they tell me you have 582 videos on your channel. And I say, yes, that's true. You have 582 masquerade violations. Naturally, I think I'm dead. So I'm just scouting this place with my eyes. I'm looking in the reflections of people's glasses. I'm looking in the reflections on mirrors on the wall, shiny surfaces, to get a whole 360 scope of everything. And right behind me is a balcony window, like a balcony doors that are open. And I'm like, can I outrun the Security Council of San Antonio and dive out that window and just be blood hunted in Texas? Is that where Mekhet is going? Because that's what I'm planning on doing. So I figure the best way to go around is just to monologue and confuse them with the truth. Because who the hell in Kindred society tells the truth, right? So what I do is I say yes. I say 100% that is me. And I say, but they are not masquerade violations. And they look at me all confused. And I say, I do videos for Black Dog Game Factory. And there is a leak of the masquerade in Black Dog. And they just look at me stunned that I have this ready to go. But like, this has always been a gift of mine, being able to like weave these tales. And the best way to weave these tales is to tell them the truth. And I tell them straight out that I have been investigating Black Dog, which I have been, to try to figure out who in this Pentex company is leaking information to a game factory about Kindred Society. So I dropped some names of developers and storytellers and CEOs of side companies and things like that I've been working with, because one of the reasons I was able to go to Texas is because there's also a LARP event happening at the exact same time, and I'm getting so close into the group that actually runs everything. So I'm like so close to finding out who is breaching this masquerade. So I just dropped names. And they're like, well, the first thing that we're going to have to do is erase these videos. And I'm like, no, the hell you're not. No, we need these because these are what's telling me everything I need to know. That I have a fan base that's getting me closer and closer and closer to find out who could be the leak. Who is actually the true threat to the masquerade. And they tell me that I'm doing a good job and that they want me to continue doing what I'm doing. And they give me not one, but 3 new employees. They give me 3 contacts in the digital collective to help me to figure out everything that's going on. So basically, the Camarilla just supplied to me an editing crew for my channel. I couldn't believe it. If I could have pissed myself, I would have. They let me go at that point. And around that time, it's 10 o'clock. Henry, Harvey, Logan. I'm just going to call him Logan. The Wraith that had... I was seriously possessed. Like, on my way to San Antonio, I was approached by an actual Wraith. And his story was so compelling that he just needed assistance that I trusted him. I did everything that Marcus would have told me not to do, and I trusted him. And I've already gotten an earful on this one. But, 1 second. 10 o'clock rolls around, and apparently others in the Elysium are also possessed. The whole time we're trying to avoid these exorcists. This one Malkavian named Trinity, and there was a Nosferatu by the name of Buffy. And I was stuck next to Buffy for like a good half hour in that damn auction that was fruitless for us. But I get to hang out with Veronica. She was there also. Anyway, so
they tell us where to go. We end up meeting up, and there's three guys, two of which are members of the digital collection, or digital club. One of which was a member of the Free Spirits. So like it was a guy that I had been dealing with the whole night who was causing a whole bunch of trouble because there was like an ofrenda in the Elysium, and like this guy was like stealing photos off of it and stuff, and like trying to give it to other kindred in the like. Why would you do that? Why are you trying to piss off the local Camarilla while we're trying to come up with some kind of treaty? Like, because the Free Spirits were trying to come up with some kind of treaty with the Camarilla of San Antonio to try to, like, work out, like, a shipping kind of situation. Like, we could help with getting things in and out of the city, Kindred in and out of the city. Like, there's so many things that they could have done with this one guy. But he was possessed by one of Logan's, like wild bunch, like, friends. They were members of the Butch Cassidy gang, the Wild Bunch, and they just wanted to pull one more heist. We found things in an antique store close to the Elysium that had things that they had stolen, but they didn't get away with. So we took it back for them. And I ended up like swiping something specifically for one of my friends, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But they said we were part of the gang, and they like, I don't know, like at a weird Wild West knighting ceremony, they like took their hats off and put them on our heads, and like I've got a hat from a freaking wraith, and it's like solid, and it's here. And I think I'm going to try to keep in contact with those kindred because we shared something there. Anyway, it gets weirder. It gets a whole lot weirder. Apparently somebody had like done something to piss off the prince long enough to have their fangs removed. That actually happened. Like, they actually... Like, this guy got on stage, and this other guy took out some needle-nose pliers, and he just grabbed him by the hair and held his head back and just reached into his mouth and yanked out the fangs. And it was the most horrific thing. And then the prince started giving out decrees and, like, awarding individuals status and stuff like that. And that's where the weird stuff happens. Because I get called up on stage in front of the entire court of San Antonio with the Justicar and the prince and the entire court just on me, and I thought, oh, okay, they're gonna kill me and make an example of myself. And I'm like looking around, and I'm like, there is no escape in this place. All I can really do is go up there, and like there's something inside of me. It was just like, we are better than that. Like, we can't run and be weak. If anything, like, we'll talk our way out of the situation like we always do. And I end up going up onto the stage with the prince, awaiting the sentencing for breaking the masquerade, as they said 582 times. And they award me status. They said that I was acknowledged in San Antonio and resourceful in the eyes of the Camarilla. What the hell? I don't know. I don't know. This is very strange. This is a weird way to get off. I really thought that they were going to end up killing me when I left. I don't know. But, like, I seriously... I got in my car. Like, I made sure that Carrick was taken care of. And, yes, he did end up having the Douglas guy that he was talking about was a Tremere that apparently was also trying to teach him things. But he wanted to make... He was, like, double-checking to make sure that, like, one of us wasn't lying. And, like, a lot of our stuff was matching up. So, apparently he's got, like, an adoptive Tremere sire taking care of him or something like that. And I'm glad I was able to help him as much as I could. So, I guess, I mean, that's it. But, like, I made sure Carrick was taken care of. I exchanged information with the Kindred that were people that I think I would like to meet up with again at some point in time. And I got the hell out of there. I got status and then got to my car and drove, watching my rear view mirror the entire time. It took me a couple days. traveling at night, obviously, sleeping during the day. But I got back here. I'm back home and safe, and I've told most of everything that's happened to Marcus. And he's not pissed. He's not incredibly happy. He thought it was interesting that I ran into who I ran into. But that's it. That's it. Like, that's what happened in San Antonio. I'm going to have to keep more of these up. But I also think that I'm going to have to double down on my Black Dog stuff, so to keep me out of trouble. I guess that's where we stand currently.